Hi everyone, turn 40. I'm going to try to make this quick because today is crazy. Gnome lore found nothing. Arcane probing found an unfound door, which is weird because I clearly found it. Voice of Tiamat found a bunch of goodies in this water province, so my partner is pulling in a little more water and air and stuff. And then we teleported to Black Harbor, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is the same place that we teleported to previously. Wasn't sure if Abyssia would switch up their script or just leave their dudes there, but it looks like they just left their dudes there. The birds were not in town, so I do get time to put my script up. And so now here's what I'm looking at. 20% regen, 25 MR, 26 protection, vine shield, solid stats across the board, like nothing spectacular, but definitely 20% regen, and like this first column basically is all he needs to be really scary. So we'll go ahead and put this on turbo now. Some more air elementals come in, and they are not a threat because he is size 6. So he just goes around smacking imps over and over again. His reinvigoration is up to 6 from earth power, and his cumbrance is just 2. So he's not going to fatigue out anytime soon. This guy is starting to get sleepy. He has reinvigoration 4 though, so it depends entirely on which spells he casts. Fire resistance is 22, which is plenty for this endeavor. These guys start to get scared. Paralyze is being cast, but good luck with that. He's limping, which is mostly relevant because it means that he won't be able to chase anybody down. Some smites and some paralyzes attacking him, and none of them are going to land because that amulet was definitely a good swap. And all the good guys run away. Like, all the good troops ran away. This guy is super sleepy. What did he even cast? Oh, well, it's too late to see here. But Hedora as well. Yeah, I guess primarily Hedora took him out. So nobody expects the Spanish is going to slowly meander towards the Bull of Heaven. And wait for it. Astral Shield briefly paralyzed him, but yeah, he just smacked the hell out of him. So that went well. We didn't get most of the mages, which is what it is, but we wiped out a huge number of troops. This was a back-breaking blow for Abyssia. I guess maybe that's overstating it, but it was definitely a big blow, and it's something that they'll have to account anytime they take their turn because we have teleport powers. Found a farm of plenty, failed an infiltrate, and then this happened. Shambhala decided to attack me. So here's Shambhala's army. They've got some birds and some random national troops. These guys are random national formation fighters. They've got a little communion over here. We got all of our fiery dudes. Um, we're firing off some hail of fires. And ultimately, these guys have high protection, even though their other stats are not very impressive. I've got some knights over here and some paladins, but overall they're just kind of weak. And my fire elemental is not in position to do much damage. It's just the one of him anyways. These appear to be regular archers. Here's some crossbowmen, which are also pretty effective versus my paladins. So that happened. This was the result of Shambhala's sneak attack. Actually killed a bunch of Shambhala troops, but I didn't get any of their mages. And they got one of my adepts and all my paladins. So, yeah, fuck those guys. Nabah cleared out their capital, which Iru just had a scout patrolling in there. As you can see here, Iru moved their dudes to the west and caught some reinforcements that were headed to Nabah, so that's pretty unfortunate. Happened to have an architect there that ran away. Iru is not in a position to actually conquer a fort with this army. Like, these guys are 1.5 siege strength. These guys are 1.2. These guys are 1. So, like, you add this up, and this is maybe 100 siege strength, or maybe a little bit more than that. Either way, not a very good fort cracking crew. They do still have both of their heroes there, which is annoying. Actually, that's something that I should do. I could put some assassins here, and if Iru moves into Vena here, then I can assassinate them. Yeah. Do I have assassin gear? Switch out that for Amulet of Solid Air. And switch out that for Handful of Acorns. Let's go ahead and assassinate these fools when they come knocking. Like that plan. I guess it'll work on the bards. It might even work on the hero. It won't work on. It might work on the Banshees. It won't work on the She-Lords. That just is what it is. But we'll decide what. We'll see what Iru decides to actually do here. This army is big enough to be annoying, but not actually super threatening. Where's this? Oh, yeah, I wasn't able to afford PD, so they just walked in and took it. These guys, so I had a solid crew beat up a couple of mages and some good stuff. Like, this was a solid victory. Here, Abyssia moved these reinforcements in of some sort, but they were all on retreat. Not quite sure what they were thinking. Killed an earth gnome. This was Abyssia's thug that was sneaking around. It's a good thug, but paladins carve up thugs because they have good stats and armor-piercing weapons. Yeah. And these weren't even necessarily paladins. These were just Knights of the Chalice, but they just swarmed him and beat him down. We already saw that. Here's Pelagia sneak attacking me. I guess it's not a sneak attack, but it's just like a dumb attack. Why do I say it's a dumb attack? So here's what Pelagia sent at me. Some indie commanders, indie priests with their enlarged bless. And some pearl mages with Shambler skins. Who knows how much gems they pumped into these Shambler skins. And these guys are fine. They're not bad. But it's still kind of underwhelming in my opinion. They also brought like no gems with them. This is just Pelagia piling on top of us, which was frustrating. It's like, don't we have enough problems to deal with without Shambhala and Pelagia doing this thing? And to add icing on the shit cake, you may have noticed, like me mentioning the limitless amount of gems that Iru and Abyssia seem to have. Well, the reason for that is after we paid off Shambhala to fight Iru, Shambhala pieced out and gave Iru a bunch of gems as reparations. So, and of course they didn't tell us about this at all. So, I'm not happy with Shambhala. I do not want Shambhala to win. I want Shambhala to be fucked over somehow. Tangentially related, Asphodel is AI now, so we'll see what they end up doing. But basically, I'm hoping that AI Asphodel causes problems for this Shambhala crap, and we'll see what these guys do, because they don't even really border us. Like, Iru has attacked many of this attack surface, and then there's a little bit that they could try to attack here, but that's relatively easy for me to defend. They can go underwater, but these guys are actually pretty vulnerable to Amalika just flying in and taking them out. So I don't know what their plan is. It's extremely frustrating to me because I don't think it's a good plan, and I wouldn't care about people making bad plans if it didn't also fuck me over. But at this point, we're just going to see like what sort of trouble we can cause, and how we can properly punish the people who have wronged us. So Asphodel, Malika raiding. This was Asphodel breaking free of this. This was a geared Sahir that went up against the Iru God. He wasn't expecting Iru God to be there. So this sucks. There's what, 11, 14, 15, 30 gems on this guy. But it is what it is. Here's Iru's God again. The salt doesn't actually do anything here. The hit points are relatively low because he's in our dominion. But he's still a tough unit. So he's run up at this point. He does not have fire resistance, which is noteworthy. So the fire shield is fully effective versus him. But he does also hit like a truck. And that caused the Sahir to run. Let's go ahead and see the attack to actually hit him. So 7 from the Frostbrand, 11 from the Frostbrand. Yeah, he was just hitting him with the Frostbrand over and over again. His attack skill is 19, so yeah. He even turned him into a Soulless, because I don't know what about this turns him into Soulless, but it happened. Oh, Reanimator. Cymbeline, Mother Pearl, Witchcraft, and Battle Saint promotion. So that's this guy. He now has 1 level of fire magic. He does not heal his afflictions when he promotes, which is sad days. I was really hoping he would. But in any case, I'll have him go and thug around in our territory, and we'll see what comes of it. So yeah, that mostly covers it for this turn. Shambhala and Pelagia entering the war against us is not ideal. It's pretty frustrating. But at this point, like, we already knew we weren't going to win, so it's just a matter of, like, what sort of trouble can we cause, and can we make them pay for their treachery. Stay tuned for that on turn 41.